And welcome back into our show. This segment brought to you by English Mountain Spring Water. And not a week goes by that someone doesn't either stop me to ask or email me asking, hey, how can I try some of that English Mountain Spring Water you guys have on the show? It's simple. Go to English Mountain H2O. Make sure it's not, don't type the 0. You're not typing 20. You're typing 20.com. Then at the top of the screen, you'll see an About Us button. Pop that. As soon as you hit that, Contact Us appears. You hit that, and you're on the path to getting water that you can try and taste. It's the same water that I've fallen in love with. We've got other guys on the show who now order it as well. You can have it delivered to your home or your office. It comes out of Dandridge, and there is no aftertaste. It's the most remarkable thing in the world, water with no aftertaste. If you're sitting there going, I don't know what that means. Well, website, About Us, contact us, try it, you'll know what I mean. English Mountain Spring Water. All right, take a look here at the SEC's baseball power. Over the last 13 years, 15 of the 26 spots in the College World Series Final Series have gone to an SEC school. So more than half of the teams playing in that final series have been SEC squads. 3 times, including earlier this week, the final series was SEC versus SEC in the last 13 years. In those 13 years, only once, 2016, was there not at least one SEC team in that final series. And 7 league teams, 7, half the conference, has reached the final series of the College World Series in the last 13 years. That's 7 teams in the final series. That's not the 8-team College World Series. That's even deeper. We're talking about the best of the best here. So my question for you can work 2 ways. Is that a good thing for Tennessee baseball? Because the SEC is so powerful and so strong, you see so many different schools make it, that's going to help Tennessee achieve and maintain its current level of national relevance that it found the last couple of years and certainly enjoyed this year. Is that strength going to help them maintain that? Or does that make it tougher to maintain because, good grief, you're competing against the absolute best in the country because they're all right here in your conference? Is this a good thing or a bad thing that the SEC is so strong?
Well,
now, you can't say both.
Yeah, I'll say this. I do think that right now we're in the process of seeing something that is completely different with the transfer portal. Because you take a look, this might be the better time to be established, as Tennessee just won the East and made it to the College World Series. Could be a very good time to be Tennessee in this position. I don't know that a couple of years ago you would have wanted to be Tennessee in the other position if you had the transfer portal in place. Just take a look. Vince, we've seen the first baseman and one of the better players from Missouri go to South Carolina. Their Friday pitcher is leaving Columbia, Missouri to come to the University of Tennessee to pitch for the Volunteers. If this happens a couple of years ago and you have the transfer portal in place, I think Tennessee's a team that's going to be tough to build, because players are going to realize they have opportunities to join programs that are already established or on a much better path than where they started.
That rotating door, that revolving door is an exit door rather than an entrance door.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, the fact that Tony Vitello has established as quickly as he has the culture of winning and getting to the College World Series already, now this is one of the cool programs to be in the SEC and in the league. And I say it's a positive, John, because it's the confidence in Tony Vitello. One, in what he's done in such a short period of time with his plan and everything else he's brought to the table, but also that he will be able to maintain it. And he is such a grinder, and he works so hard and has made so many right hiring decisions that he will have the right people in place to be able to develop them, and his connections are so strong in recruiting that, I think you can maintain, and he won't be fazed by the tough competition in the league. Some of those programs were already surpassed in 2021 by Tennessee this year. So if it was a lesser coach, then you kind of, maybe they'll fall back. They'll get caught up in the wash by all this competition. Because it's Tony Vitello and he's done so much quickly, it's not a concern. It's a positive to have that conference brand, I think.
And you can't afford to miss, because if you find that you are this rung and all of a sudden you slip down a couple of spaces, I mean, this is going to be, I think, a very tough time to build moving forward. You're going to have to find guys that are loyal. because
Needs loyalty.
you have to find that group that you can build around, or get the coach that is, as Vince was just describing, Tony Vitello, somebody who is such a personality-driven guy that the players love to play for them, because it is going to be tough. I mean, Kentucky made a huge splash with Coach Mingione when he took over the program. They've dropped out of that NCAA tournament mix. I think it's going to be tough for them to get back into it. It's going to be even tougher for a school like Missouri, and we'll see how long it takes. Now, Texas A&M goes and gets a huge coach in terms of the hire from TCU. I think he'll be fine there, but you also now have to clear that hurdle again to get back into that mix. I think it is going to be much tougher to build and sustain a program now than it was just a couple of years ago.
Between the name, image, likeness stuff and the transfer portal, I don't know where college sports will be in 5 years. And that doesn't mean it's going to be gone or ruined or horrible. We'll learn to enjoy it and we'll adapt to it, but it is not going to be what you grew up with. I think that's safe as the world to say, that it is just not going to be the same. All right, when we come back, where does this team rank? You know, John Wilkerson here has covered 4 of the 5 World Series teams for Tennessee, and he just missed out on the 1951 team.
Freshman year.
Yeah. So where does this team rank? A lot of fans, fell in love with it. Just your favorite? Does the 95 team, that first World Series team that you were part of, is that the favorite? We'll discuss that, and we'll get Vince's take as well. Come on back on The Sports Source.